The Assyrians were one of the most influential peoples of the ancient Near East, shaping the political, military, and cultural development of Mesopotamia and much of the broader Middle Eastern world for over a millennium. Emerging from the northern region of Mesopotamia, centered around the city of Assur, the Assyrians built a succession of powerful empires that, at their height, stretched from the Persian Gulf to Egypt and from Anatolia to the Iranian plateau. Yet the Assyrians are not merely a subject of ancient history, they are also a living people today, an ethno-religious group whose descendants preserve linguistic, cultural, and religious traditions that reach back to antiquity. To understand who the Assyrians are, one must therefore consider both their ancient imperial identity and their modern communal continuity. The Assyrians first appear in the historical record during the Early Bronze Age, around the 3rd millennium BCE. Their earliest political center was the city of Assur, located on the western bank of the Tigris River in what is today northern Iraq. Initially, Assyria was not a dominant imperial force but rather a city-state influenced by and at times subordinate to powerful southern Mesopotamian civilizations such as Akkad, Sumer, and later Babylonia. The population of early Assyria spoke a dialect of Akkadian, a Semitic language written in cuneiform script. This linguistic heritage placed them within the broader family of Semitic peoples of the ancient Near East, alongside groups such as the Babylonians, Amorites, and later Arameans. However, Assyria developed a distinct cultural and political identity centered on the worship of their chief deity, Assur, from whom both the city and the land derived their name. Unlike many ancient gods who were associated with natural forces, Assur evolved into a national deity symbolizing the Assyrian state itself, fusing religion and governance in a uniquely powerful way. The Assyrians rose to imperial prominence in several stages. The Old Assyrian period, circa 2025 to 1364 BCE, was characterized by commercial expansion rather than conquest. Assyrian merchants established extensive trade networks, most famously the Karm system in Anatolia, where they exchanged textiles and tin for silver and other goods. This era reveals an Assyrian society deeply engaged in long-distance commerce and urban development rather than large-scale militarism. The transformation into a territorial empire began during the Middle Assyrian period, circa 1363 to 912 BCE. Under kings such as Ashurbanipal and Tukulti-Ninurta, Assyria began to assert military dominance over neighboring regions. Tukulti-Ninurta's conquest of Babylon marked one of the earliest instances of Assyrian imperial expansion beyond its traditional heartland. During this time, Assyria developed many of the administrative and military structures that would later define its imperial system, including provincial governance and deportation policies. The Neo-Assyrian Empire is often regarded as the first true empire in world history due to its sophisticated administrative structure and unprecedented territorial scale. Its success was rooted in a highly organized military system. The Assyrian army was a professional force, incorporating infantry, cavalry, chariots, and engineers. It was also one of the first armies to make systematic use of iron weaponry, which gave it a technological advantage over many rivals. Assyrian military strategy combined overwhelming force with psychological warfare. Reliefs from royal palaces depict sieges, deportations, and executions in graphic detail, suggesting that the Assyrians deliberately projected an image of terror to discourage rebellion. While modern interpretations sometimes emphasize brutality, it is important to recognize that such practices were part of a broader imperial strategy common in the ancient world.